Andrew, I want to jump over to my next question is what are some of the biggest challenges that genomics labs face when they're integrating cloud computing into their workflows?
For the challenges, in my experience, working on the diagnostic side of things, one of the biggest challenges I think is self-perceived or self-inflicted, if you will. It's fear of the cloud. I mean, want to talk about corny jokes? I like to say, we'd be afraid to talk about the weather at some of our labs because if we said it's cloudy, we think IT might come and swoop us off and take us into a dark room somewhere. Don't ever say cloud. So in these regulated spaces, there's a fear that maybe the cloud, because it's not on site, it's not as secure, that it's more exposed, and that's just not true. As we know, especially in this day and age, the cloud is just as secure or more secure. And a lot of what we do is to add layers of security to customer environments and make them even more robust. So it's it's really it's not a real challenge. It's one that's perceived and comes with fear. Regulated companies tend to move a bit slower because they're regulated and they have to take a lot more into consideration. They can't be as dynamic, and that's resulted in some hesitation. But I've successfully implemented cloud in a number of companies I worked for when I was with them, and I look to work with those folks from this side of the equation now.
Andrew, you're saying like the fear of the unknown of cloud, the skill sets behind it, and obviously the security around cloud and making sure and understanding that cloud is pretty much more secure than their own environment and their own data center.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Andrew, how do you actually overcome some of those challenges that are presented to them with the cloud, the unknowns, and the security aspects of it?
So, in my case, as sort of an internal champion of cloud, when I was at the lab I was at, we were, presenting all the data with IT and pushing. We were in a big institution, so a lot of bureaucracy involved. But in this case, it's really just one of taking that leap because it's a self-perceived problem, like I noted before. And so, if what you're currently doing is not scalable and commercially viable, this is one way that you can add a whole new element to a variable to how you can control your costs and everything. And so going into the cloud is just something you should do. And look into use cases. I mean, so many people are in the cloud now that it's really starting to dissolve that myth, but it was there for a long time. um, and there's companies out there that can help with that.